there, guys? Excuse me, Matt here again. Just doing a contest entry vid for my buddy Brandon, aka SketchVader. Uh, his channel, he's having a contest. And before I get into anything, just want to say, if you guys out there watching don't subscribe to him, go over, check out his channel. Really superb artist. Hope that someday he makes it, his aspirations of becoming a comic book artist, or any kind of art that he may want to pursue, comes true for him, because in my opinion, he's a very exceptional artist. If you check out some of his sketch vids where he's live sketching with the camera in his hand, I think you'd be thoroughly impressed. I think he's a very excellent artist, and also just a cool guy. He's on here for the same reason I'm on here, just to enjoy this, have fun, share the movies that we like, and just talk about things. And I'm making the camera shake all over the place. Sorry, but anyway, and just another thing, if you do go over and check out his channel and subscribe to him, watch a few of his vids, because he may not be posting vids anytime soon, just because of some things, personal things going on, that he feels he needs to take a break for a while, which is totally understandable. Things happen, and sometimes you just need a break from everything. I've been there. I've taken breaks from YouTube and everything myself. So yeah, but for sure check out his channel. But anyway, to get into the contest vid, he wanted us to first name our favorite adaptation, film adaptation of either a graphic novel or a comic book series or character or anything. So for me, I finally narrowed it down to one. It took a long time, because I've always been kind of a half-assed comic book fan. I've always preferred graphic novels, because I never had the money to continually buy issues of comics, so I would always save up and buy a cool graphic novel. So but anyway, I narrowed it down to one, and I guess this kind of makes sense, the graphic novel thing. But yeah, I narrowed it down to Sin City. Now, I do have, after talking about this a little bit, I do have a runner-up of sorts. But yeah, Frank Miller's Sin City, man. I've been a fan of Frank for a long time, and I gotta be honest, when I heard that they were going to do this, I was really freaking out, because I just didn't feel that it was going to work. I didn't think that, that this was going to turn out to be anything, or that it would be anything like the graphic novels in any way. And then started reading that, Frank was involved, and that, Rodriguez was directing, and I was still kind of sketchy. I was like, man, I love Rodriguez, but how the fuck is he going to do this, And then when I saw the first trailer for it, and saw the images moving and how it was going to look, it like blew me away. I mean, it honestly, I don't remember being that excited for a movie, really. I mean, maybe a couple things, but I was stoked to see that flick. And when I went and saw it, it just, I think I saw it in the theater 3 times. So yeah, I just couldn't get enough. And this edition is great as well, for those of you that either don't have this edition or this edition, and maybe either that or haven't seen the film. They took and recut each story, because the film itself, if you haven't seen it, is kind of like an anthology of stories, but they all kind of fit together, just like Frank's books. And anyway, you can watch each individual recut and extended version of each story in this version or this version. So, but yeah, Sin City, awesome stuff. But the runner-up was Watchmen, and I just thought that that this was one of those ones that I always heard about, but I never got to read the graphic novel. And right before the movie was coming out, I just like a lot of people, I went out and bought the graphic novel, because I was like, it's been too fucking long. I haven't read it. It's like a landmark, maybe the greatest of all time. Who knows? But yeah, and I read it, and then went to the theater and saw the film. And you guys call me crazy, say what you want, but I think that some of the choices that were made for the film were better than some of the choices made for the graphic novel. One, I like that they didn't do anything really, including the stuff, telling the backstory with, the book and everything. That was fine in the graphic novel, but I'm glad they didn't do that in the movie. One thing I was disappointed in is how Rorschach killed the spoiler alert, but anyway, how Rorschach killed the child killer. Didn't like how they changed that, but I did like how they changed, the ending stuff. The what Ozymandias does. So anyway, like I said, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen it, then that's your problem. But anyway, good stuff. I thought it was really well adapted. The second part of his contest is to name our favorite superhero, and without a doubt, without any question, it's Batman. I know that's probably the same for a lot of people, and especially with the Nolan films and whatnot. But that for me to talk about those is a whole other vid. But anyway, just to sum up me as a Batman fan, I was born in 1983. The Tim Burton Batman films came out in the late 80s, early 90s, and that just blew me away. I loved Batman. Always begged for Batman toys and shirts and hats and whatever, comics and graphic novels and stuff. So, but I didn't start actually collecting graphic novels until about 2 or 3 years ago, and I'd always borrow them from a friend or just read them at a shop and stuff while I was there. But anyway, just for the vid, just gonna show what I have in my collection. So just to make it interesting for everybody. But first is Death in the Family. This is the famous run in which the fans got to vote on whether Robin lived or died. So yeah, obviously by the title, if you don't know what happened, then you can kind of tell. This next one is I thought was spectacular. It's All-Star Batman and Robin, written by Frank Miller, and let's say I guess yeah, drawn. I think Jim Lee, yeah, drew this with Scott Williams, and man, Jim Lee, good God, I love that man's art. And Hush is another one of my favorites, which is kind of coming up next. But yeah, this was so awesome because Batman is such an asshole in this novel. He's like so hardcore about everything, and some of the shit that goes down on it just you gotta read this. It's spectacular, so good. I was completely surprised by it. The next is probably maybe my favorite Batman story because it's all detective. None of the fucking Nolan bullshit where he's nothing but a fucking action dude. It's all about the detecting and all about, Batman's thoughts and what he's trying to figure out and whatnot. So, but yeah, then next is Dark Victory, which is part of an amazing run by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale, which also includes Haunted Night, and one of my personal favorites, The Long Halloween, which is an awesomely long, once again, detective story. But and yes, by the way, I will not be seeing The Dark Knight Rises. Not gonna happen. All I can say is fuck Bane. It's one of the dumbest characters ever, by my opinion. Next is The Dark Knight Returns, which is an awesome twist on the Batman mythology and the character. It just basically picks up after like a 10-15 year retirement of Batman, and he's like in his 60s and decided to fucking re-don the cape and cowl. It's amazing stuff in there. Then next is The Killing Joke, which is boy, Alan Moore, this amazing story, amazing retelling of the Joker mythology, which pretty much influenced every Batman anything after this, including the Tim Burton films. Then next is Kevin Smith's graphic novel Cacophony. I need to check out his new one, The Widening Gear. I don't have that one, but I actually really enjoyed this. And his buddy Walt Flanagan actually drew the novel. And then this one's kind of a little oddity, but I threw it in there anyway. It's called Joker, and it's kind of an odd, almost like completely inspired by Heath Ledger's performance in The Dark Knight. But yeah, okay. Maybe I went a little long in the tooth with this vid. It's just a contest vid, but I like to go all the way. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the vid. Thanks again, Brandon, for doing an awesome contest. Once again, if you guys aren't subscribed to Brandon, aka SketchVader, go check him out, man. Great guy, great vids. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.